Key details are emerging in the Biden administration's handling of the chaotic 2021 withdrawal from Afghanistan. The State Department now reporting the mission lacked appropriate planning and response, saying, quote, there was insufficient senior level consideration of worst case scenarios and how quickly those might follow. Retired Army Ranger and Special Forces operator Tim Kennedy was on the ground during Afghanistan's collapse. He joins us now. Good morning, Tim. Before we get started here, I want to play this for you because I really want to know your reaction to this. This is President Biden as he was asked yesterday about this report, and were there mistakes?
All the evidence is coming back there. Remember what I said about Afghanistan? I said al-Qaeda would not be there. I said it wouldn't be there. I said we'd get help from the Taliban. What's happening now? What's going on? Read your press. I was right.
Tim, what's your reaction to that?
I'm honestly speechless, and I don't understand if it's just nonsensical ramblings, but every bad actor was there. The Taliban were raping women in the street. They were beating people. They were dumping magazines into crowds as forms of crowd control. So, not even but a month later, we effectively did an assassination of high-level al-Qaeda in Kabul. So that makes no sense. He's obviously lying. And, the timing of this release, the Department of State after-action review on the 4th of July weekend, not really saying much. It's so disingenuous to the American people. It's just another example of them trying to cover how horrible of a chaotic withdrawal that really was.
You talk about it didn't say, and it did not say much. It didn't say what you know because you were there. But of the things it did say, I just want to point out a couple of them. One, it says, as we said in the top line here, they didn't sufficiently prepare for worst case scenario. We remember President Biden saying, they won't fall, trust me. I think that's almost his words verbatim in the week leading up to it. But also it says that the State Department officials there had just changed over and that they had an opportunity to do a hardship stay so that they would stay knowing, the ones that had been there for a year would stay knowing what was happening, so you'd have the most experienced people there. And then lastly, and one that's really important, they should have known not to close the Bagram Air Base. And we got all kinds of excuses on why that happened. So when we look at strategic, not just tactical, but strategic decisions, it almost looks to me like they really were completely caught off guard.
It's so bad. It's terrible. I mean, we know that Department of State does not do anything that is hard. So the fact that there's not a person on the ground that's going to stay under hardship to make sure that the withdrawal happens effectively. And it wasn't just Bagram. It was also Kandahar. We closed two of the most strategic air bases that we had, and we left all of the equipment for the Taliban. And then when the Taliban came to Kabul at HKIA, Hamid Karzai Airport, they were equipped with the best equipment that Americans left there. And then when they started conducting terrorist actions, as the Taliban would, as we knew that they would, the Taliban has never changed. The same Taliban that existed 20 years ago, pre-war, now exists even worse because now they're emboldened and empowered after this humiliating withdrawal. So, even on page 86, another one that you didn't point out was they even pointed their fingers at groups like mine, Save Our Allies, that was there helping, but we didn't have enough resources from Department of State to be efficient. Our choke point was them. They were the ones that were limiting our ability to be effective to get people out.
I spoke to a good friend that did something similar to what you were up to, and his words haunt me to this day. He said, I've been places where I knew the U.S. government wouldn't help me. This is the first time I felt like they were working against me. But I want to move on from that. I want to talk about, okay, with Afghanistan in mind and this news in mind, we're not getting people to join the military right now. This is from the Wall Street Journal. They're saying the military recruiting crisis. Even veterans don't want their families to join. The Pentagon scrambles to retain the main pipeline for new service members as disillusioned families steer young people away. I don't know if I feel this way myself. I feel like that our military is strong enough to survive bad leadership for a time. But I'd love your thoughts on this.
It's hard. As a father to four amazing, beautiful children, two of which are eligible by age to go into the military. I don't know how I feel about them serving currently. We, the military, we're lied to, hey, you have to take this vaccine. You have to do this or we're going to kick you out. Then we find out, okay, it didn't really help. It didn't really do anything. As a matter of fact, for young, healthy people, they may even have more problems than that. This AAR by Department of State is not not even as bad as the DOD AAR about the withdrawal of Afghanistan. 20 years at war in Afghanistan. We watched women handing babies like beach balls to be floated forward, to be pulled out of the crowd. Women throwing babies over concertina wire and then bleeding out. You know, people holding onto wheel wells and then falling to their deaths. And then we have the DOD and the Department of State that are like, no, it wasn't even that bad. Stop lying to us. That's not how leadership works. If I make a mistake as a leader, I'm going to look you in the face and man, I'm sorry, man, I messed up. Let's fix this. Let's do this together. But that's not happening because we don't have real leadership. You know, even all the way up at the very top, people are trying to make a difference, but it is so hard when this we just keep getting ramrodded policies.
Listen, Tim, we're passionate about these topics. We could talk about them forever. Today, we're celebrating the weekend of Independence Day. We're about to celebrate our Independence Day. Do you have a quick message for everybody with that in mind?
Yes. Let's go back. 1774, 1775, a tyrannical government was imposing things upon us that we did not want. We didn't say hope and prayers, right? We didn't tweet about it. We were strong and we were capable to fight back. We picked up arms and we pushed them off of this continent. That's what we did. Let's not forget who we are at our core. Enjoy your barbecue, enjoy the pool, but don't forget what it means to be an American. You have to be strong and you have to be free.
Will you risk your comforts of today to secure tomorrow? I know you would. I hope I would. I hope there are a lot of Americans that would. Tim Kennedy, thank you for your service. Thanks for joining.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.